Okay, I got it working a lot more reliably. Welcome back to the loudest machine we've ever built, and Create Above and Beyond, of course. In this episode, we are going to be continuing with Chapter 2. Off camera, I improved this machine just a little bit so that it fires a lot more consistently. The laser's not always firing, so we can keep our sound on, and the way this little circuit works, I think it's kind of clever. This detector rail, right, I had to extend it by one, by the way. You'll notice it's one longer. This detector rail powers both the laser and this invert cell, so it depowers the controller rail for the same amount of time, which is enough time for this to fire two to three times. It always hits the cart. It's super consistent. Ow! As you can see, it works very well. And then it spits its stuff out into these two mechanical presses. Of course, this thing has a void upgrade in it to prevent overflowing. However, I am going to be switching... Well, that was great. I am going to be switching what side this is on because I've had an idea. So, the idea I've had is if we take a look at Chapter 4, we've done this wing, right? And we have to redo basically the same contraption for this. But you can see what it produces, this concentrated cold or whatever, is like the final step before getting the silicon, which is the last thing we need before processing a little bit further. So what we have to do is create these crystalline sands and controlled cuts and all these, like these two machines, which I think can be made here. Like, I think we can fit it. I'm not sure, but I'd like to try, because then we could just make the Blizz charge or the Frost charge thing over here, hook it around this way, and just combine them into the silicon in one small little area, and have, like, the absolute bulk of Chapter 4 show up in this, like, really compact, nice machine. So that's what I want to try, and that's what we're going to do. So, this purified sand is the product of a ball of sand that's drained in an undrained into fine sand and sand chunks. We do need fine sand, so that'll have to be piped somewhere. And I believe the sand, and then the ball of sand, rather, is created by either washing sandstone or fluid encapsulating sand. And, of course, this is a 12% chance. This is a 100% chance we're doing this one. So fluid encapsulator, super cheap. It's not difficult at all. And then, honestly, we have this sand chest thing, the sand sorted chest. I think this should be okay, considering, like, how much sand we have backed up at any given time and how fast the sand processes. I don't think it will hurt this guy right here. I think we should be all right. And while we're getting everything set up for our encapsulator, let's do our Q&A of the day, coming in from the Discord as always. Today's coming in from Finn and admittedly a few other people. Do I ever plan on doing an SMP for Create or other mod packs? And at the moment, the answer to that is no. I don't really have like a people I would do an SMP with, for one, and I also just don't have any plans of doing an SMP in the future. Neither do I have any plans, or, well, I suppose there's the thought process. It's being thought about, the idea of doing a community server for modded stuff. That's being thought about, but that's kind of a big decision, especially because it'd be a second server to have people monitor, as well as the added difficulty that it's modded, which makes it like more difficult and more expensive to set up. And hey, if you want your Q&A to be the one of the day, then make sure to join the Discord, where you can post your submissions in the Q&A channel, and the Discord is growing super fast and is becoming super, super fun, so I recommend it. Also, why do I keep running out of copper machines? I feel like I always have a million copper machines, and then 0 copper machines. I don't think we have to do any overflow protection for the fine sand, since one ball of sand produces the exact amount of fine sand needed to make a silicon compound, and the exact amount of sand chunks. So I think we're okay there. So this might be enough stuff, but who knows. Of course, everything needs to go into an induction smelter. It does mean we need to get this stuff out of this drawer. Although, I guess they don't have to have a drawer here. We could just have this guy here. I don't like that. But I can input right from that with the modular reconfigurator, right? Oh. Input? That's gaming. That's gaming right there. That's ultimate gaming. Awesome. That is good. Okay, so this becomes a lot easier now that we can just kind of put this however we want. So then in the back, we're going to want the results of the drain, the sand drain. So then realistically, the item drain can just go here, And we could have it input as well from the back. And then on top, a fluid encapsulator that will have output to the bottom with another modular reconfigurator. And we can get this guy inputting from the back. Ay, please. You're freaking me out, man. You're freaking me out. I'm going to change this to output to comparators so that it stops, like, beaming me, causing me pain. Boop. That'll be output mode, which will fill this guy up with water. Sweet. I got the smart chute. We're going to put that on top, and there we go. It's going to filter out the sand from this guy into the fluid encapsulator. When we put a modular reconfigurator in this guy, it'll spit it downwards into the fluid drain, or the item drain, I suppose it's called. Get that stuff into the induction smelter. Not bad. I think these two should be powered from the side. Well, maybe not like that. No, actually, that won't work with what... dang it. Okay, that won't work with what I want to do. What to do? Could power them both like this. Yeah. Because I want the output of this to go right into a basin. Just like directly into a basin. And then this thing, the basin stuff, we could use a fluid cell here to put in this basin as well. So we could power both of these from the same spot like that. Though I was kind of hoping to be able to use like this. Like I want to cut down on the amount of ender tanks I'm using. I suppose I could do that by just wrapping this around and then moving you and you, having it be like that situation. And hey, you know, if you're enjoying so far, and if you're liking the machines and the strangeness of the late game of this mod, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an upload. We also do tutorials on the down low. Well, not on the down low anymore. The tutorials are some of the best episodes. We do a lot of cool tutorials. So, yeah, stick around. It's a wonderful time, and it really, really means the world to have you guys show your support like that. Well, I suppose I could double the output like that. Oh, that's already not working. No, I didn't want to break that. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to break that at all. Well, that's terribly annoying. Okay. I wonder, will it output if the output is on the side like that? Because I could still make this work. Okay. Well, that's working, but it's not going into the induction smelter, obviously. I don't even know why I thought it would. Well, they have some sand chunks. So, that can go, but obviously not quite right, is it? Not quite right. Okay, this took a little while, but I think this might be a possible solution. It'll output to that. And rolls into this. Okay, beautiful. Now we can just use a fluid cell. So it should be that this guy is going to input there and output on the back, which will cycle out the fine sand. Perfect. So then we have the purified sand and the fine sand. The last thing we need, I believe, is the coke chunks, which is a piece of coke that is washed in, or rather spouted with water and cut with a saw, and we do that process twice. Coke is coal, or it is charcoal, which is the easiest one, in a pyrolyzer, although it does produce this thing called creosote oil, but I think that should be easy enough to deal with. Good thing I made all that signalum on that one stream, because apparently we need signalum gears for this. As far as that little process thing goes, I think we can honestly just have it all done on a belt line. Like, I have to imagine that you can put saws on a belt line. So it'd be spout here, saw here, spout here. Or spout here, saw here, spout here, saw here. And then the saw could even just spit it right into the, what do you call this, basin. So that works well, I think. I guess I should probably test that theory before totally assuming. So let's go make some saws. Or better yet, let's put this thing to rest. Let's put this thing to rest. This thing is tired. It wants to be done. Oh, there you go, man. Now, I have no doubt that these guys do still need to have inverted power, which we might be able to pull off with the right amount of gearboxes, but it looks like I'm going to actually have to make some gearboxes, which we can do because I accidentally made way too many cogs. Nice big stack of gearboxes to hold us over for probably not as long as we think they should take, but hey, you know what? Hopefully, right? So that should spin that way. Perfect. Nice. And you, and you. And you, and you. Beautiful. Alright, and then I'm just thinking... oh, shoot. The whole funnel problem. Well, is it? Is it a funnel problem? If I put, like... let's try this. I have a theory that because a saw, like, pops off this item, it will just pop it out onto the belt next to it, right? So if I throw that goes in there. No, okay, it specifically looks for something to spit it out onto. And depots don't move items on their own. So this doesn't work. I guess maybe it's stupid to even, like, try, but maybe a depot would move an item to a valid target next to it, right? Who knows? You know what, at this point, it's probably easier to just assume this is going to work. Well, not, like, assume it's going to work, but, like, continue as though this was functioning and just get, like, something else down. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say something here. Make Coke. Make Coke. Coca-Cola. Let's see, the pyrolyzer is pretty easy. So we'll just have to have... oh. The pyrolyzer turns logs into charcoal. And the creosote oil, though. That's kind of annoying. If I put in a cyclical upgrade to this pyrolyzer, would it make it so that it could, like, do this basically automatically? So we'd only need one machine. It would smelt it into 2 charcoal, the 2 charcoal into coke. It would then, because the coke can't be put in the pyrolyzer, so then it would receive logs again, smelt that down into charcoal, or more likely, wouldn't it just fill up with a stack of logs, fill this up with charcoal, and then back up? That's probably what would happen. And I don't know why I think this is going to work, because I just know it isn't. Like, it totally, absolutely isn't going to work. There's no way. But I don't think there's a way to move something like this over like that. Like, just as a test, we could take the pyrolyzer, hook it up to some power, and throw in some charcoal, of which we have plenty of to test with. So, because I don't know. Who knows, right? Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, maybe I'm crazy and depots have a magical hidden ability to shoot off their items next to them. Probably not, but you know what? At this point, I'm very much willing to try. Okay, so these are going to get the saws spinning. Is that in the right direction or in the wrong direction? I feel like it's in the wrong direction, isn't it? Let me grab some wood. It's very hard to tell with these. Okay, that's very much in the wrong direction. Unfortunate. I hate that you have to, like, I get it. I actually understand why, you know, the saw rotation has to move in the opposite direction. It's, you know, for realism, but, like, come on, create mod. Why gotta make everything like that? Huh? Why gotta do that? Why gotta do it like that? So if I were to throw that onto there, yeah, nothing happens. The only thing I can think of, literally, is taking, like, using a mechanical hand to move things over, but I don't know how that'll work. So if I take from this, can I deposit directly into a saw in the first place? Yes. And then take from that, and then deposit into here. Will this guy understand? This not seem like it. Because it needs to be filtered. And to filter it, I'd have to push the... I'd have to push the frame out by one more block. Which is so unfortunate. Wait, unless these can go on top. It's possible they can. Okay, so this cut coke The next step is cut with saw. So this goes here. Yes. That goes there. I will need more coke to test with. So, pyrolyzer, come to me. Okay, so this is coke. This gets washed once. That goes in there. Sawed, and then turned into that version. So now we should have all of our filters set up, right? So it should take from here, deposit to there, take from here, deposit to there. Oh. I might need to use a proper filter to, like, respect data. Okay, I can respect data. Okay, potentially these filters are going to work since they are asking for NBT data. Okay, like so. Then it should wait, put it in there. And now there's 3. Okay. I think that's good. I think now, like that. That up. Yep. Okay. Coke chunks. Perfect. So now we just need a pyrolyzer here, taking in some sort of input of charcoal and power. And that's a lot of stuff done. Of course, I say that like what I just said is easy to do. It's possible, but it's possible to do. That's what's important. Oh yeah, and this thing needs to pull out fluid into like a nullifier as well. So I don't have a whole lot of space to work with. I think I'm gonna borrow this phytogenic insulator for the time being because, well, I suppose I shouldn't have borrowed this one since it had the poison bushes in it, but whatever. I'm gonna borrow this phytogenic insulator so I don't have to go craft another one. So I suppose it'll go here so I can power it from the bottom. I want to push its contents to a redstone furnace. Well, you know what? In the name of compactness, there. And then we'll just have to run power lines, unfortunately, through the mechanical hand. But I think eventually this machine will get covered up into like a larger building. And then it'll push its contents upwards and then into the redstone furnace, which will push its contents into here. Yes. Then I lose the ability to... I want to power this stuff in a clean kind of way, but I don't think I can. In fact, where would I draw... I would pull this power line, wouldn't I? Yes. I'd pull it across like so. And this will need some modular reconfigurator to understand that it can take in the power from the top, which I think it should be okay to do that. Oh, although I could just route the power like this. I don't have to do any of that nonsense. No nonsense, no clipping, just route the power like that. Awesome. What isn't awesome now that I'm thinking about it is how much this one magmatic dynamo is going to need to power. Is there a reasonable way to combine these two power lines? Not really. I'm not thrilled about that. Actually though, I can get the induction smelter to take some input from its top. This should still power it, hopefully. And this could then be placed facing upwards, like so. And like so. There. Now all the power generation is combined with one another. I can even, to avoid how ugly that looked, do something like this. There we go. So it sort of snakes around the mechanical hand. And yes, the hand still breaks physics by going through them to place its items. But nevertheless, I've got the two things combined with one another. Beautiful. Hooked up a whole lot more power gen to this thing, considering the fact that it's going to be pulling a lot of power. I've got resonant upgrades and everything, modular configurator upgrades and everything. The only thing that I need to do is make sure that this guy spits out any of the useless stafflings it has. And this guy has the fluid cell that needs to go into the nullifier. Although it's not a good sign at how slowly each of these things are filling up with power, even after including so many different magmatic dynamos, upgraded magmatic dynamos even. Oh right, and I have to get water inside of this. I think I have a way to do this. Are you kidding me? Oh, making machines compact is annoying. It's annoying. Painfully so. That goes like that. And then this goes like this. And this space is open where we can put a handy, and even potentially dandy, thing that gives water, whatever it's called, ender tank. We can put an ender tank back here. Yeah! There we go. There we go. And these are both spinning in the right direction still. Whew. That was a bit of a toughie. Okay. Now this is as easy as blue, blue, blue output. I think this is the back. Oh, finally, finally. Okay. Man. That is so slow. That is so actually slow. And I know Phyto Grow would make it faster, but I don't have anywhere to keep adding Phyto Grow without extending the footprint of this thing, and I really want to avoid that. It's like the thing that I want to avoid. How many logs does it produce, right? Maybe it produces a bunch. Jeez. Jeez, that's not a lot. This guy's a little bit on the slow side as well, too. Ouch. Ouch. That's a little painful. It's a little painful, actually. Yeah, this thing is going to be well and truly finished well before this thing is... Oh, boy. I mean, only a little bit. Only a little bit. It's not that bad, is it? You know what? I think that's steady enough. I think that's steady enough. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. Oh, wait. I've been looking at this thing, trying to figure out what I need to do next. I think that's it. I think all that's left is pressing this, right? Yeah, it is a compacting thing. And wouldn't you know, there's a shaft line right here. Beautiful. Also, there is one more thing. Fluid cell and a nullifier right here so I can get all the creosote oil out of this thing. Because if this guy fills up, we're going to be sad. We don't need creosote for anything, right? No, unless we need a bucket of the stuff, but something tells me we... Well, do we need a bucket of the stuff? Okay, no, we don't. Cool, then yeah, we're good. Okay. I ended up just kind of borrowing the nullifier from the inactive part of the factory for now. But this will drain all of the creosote oil and be nice and good. Okay, I forgot to make the press, but once I remember to make the press, this thing is done and dusted. Oh, and you know, one other thing I should probably do is, you know, make sure that this system is set up. You know, it's kind of an important thing, I suppose. Okay, so... Boom. There we go. We now have our first silicon thingy. What's happening here? Why isn't this... What? Oh, this has to input on the top. Woof, I was like, why is that not doing the do? What? What is happening? No. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's wasting everything. It's wasting everything. No. And we're not producing enough power. Oh, that's running out of power. How much you want to bet these guys are also running out of power? Dang it. Okay, it looks like whatever cut coke explosion... That seems to be over. And this seems it'll go until it's holding like a full-on stack of silicon compound. And it produces it decently fast. Not terrible. But yeah, the power gen situation, that is terrible. That is bad. Okay, well, it seems like coke explosion has somewhat lessened, or at least ended entirely. That's nice. That's good. That's good. That's positive. I guess I can make another ender tank here and get some more magmatics. Yeah. There are ways to fix this. Okay, there we go. Now we're increasing in power, even during usage. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That is exactly the kind of thing that we want. Are you increasing in power? Yeah, yes, yes. Yes, you are. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, finally. That is clean, man. I'm getting so good at this game. I just want to use this time to say thank you so much to the members of this channel. They are helping this channel and me become closer and closer to becoming a full-time content creator. So if that's something you'd be interested in, subscribe and become a member.